Good evening, everyone. I wanted to talk about silver Canadian dollars. Specifically, there's a bracket of years, in this case, 66 and 65s. I wanted to show you guys a little something, and I just found a couple pretty neat pieces here. And that is determining what's a small beads and what's a large beads. Actually, there are a couple different varieties. For 65, there's 4 different types, and it all starts from the actual date on here. So I'm going to get up really close. If you could see the date, the 5 is what they call a blunt 5, where the bottom tip of the 5 is straight and it doesn't have a point to it. And there's a pointed 5, which I don't have an example of, but there is one. The bottom part where it curves around is going to come to a tip, so it's going to look like it's cut off. Alright, so that's one variation on these dollars here, Canadian. So the 65s, if you get the varieties, they're not worth a whole lot of money, much more than what the actual collector value is on these pieces, but I wanted to let you know because I am going to show you a year where it is going to make a difference. Okay, and here's the same coin. This is the obverse face of a 65. Okay, this has what they call small beads. Okay, the beads are what goes around the edge of the rim. This is the small beads variety, and the way to tell this is a small beads, because once you get to the large beads, they look pretty similar. But you see the letter I in Regina right there? Okay, so the letter I in Regina, if it points to one dot on the rim, that's a small beads. Now let me show you a large beads example and you can see the difference. Again, this is a 65, probably not even showing you the marker. You can tell it's a lot bigger. Okay, here's the I in Regina, same spot. This actually points to not directly on a dot, but it points in between 2 dots, which would indicate large beads. Okay, and there's one other way of telling it, and that's that the backmost jewel or bead on her crown, if it's attached, then I believe it'll be a there we go. Okay, small beads. They say you could tell on the crown where it's at. It's one of those jewels in there. If it's attached, then it'll be a large beads. If it's not attached, or it's about ready to come apart, then it's a small beads. Someone will prove me wrong. I don't pretend to know everything. I just thought this was a neat find. Okay, the small beads blunt 5 variety of the 65 will sell for a couple more dollars. Now if I get these things graded, and I actually have 2 of them with the small beads variety with the blunt 5, if it grades out at like an MS64 and I send it out, theoretically it could sell for about 80 to 100 bucks. Now I have one other dollar here I didn't show you. Okay, this is a 66. Alright, 66 could be a great year for collectors if they know what they're looking for. Now if you find a small beads variety of a 66, okay, this one has a large beads, so this one would not qualify for a small beads. The eye points to the middle of 2 beads there. Okay, you're talking a $1,000 coin if this thing gets graded, or if you decide to grade it out. So that's a cool little tidbit. There was actually a very pricey coin in the 60s for the dollars in the Canadian series of dollars, that if you elected you wanted to cherry pick dealers' inventory, it might pay off for you. So that'll do it for this evening. Again, as always, I put down a new article in my site, and you could actually access it through the resource box down here, where I have the link, And yeah, check it out. A fellow collector on a forum I joined last year, he found a really peculiar quarter, a state quarter that was actually struck on a nickel planchet. He ended up selling it for a lot of money. But go ahead and check out the story and tell me what you guys think. Have a nice evening, and yeah, talk to you soon.